の缶詰工場。しかしか。違う。あのカップは誰？あ、やばい、下見ちゃった。ゴミ多いな。どっかでループせんの？どんどんポーズ買ってはいくんだ。動いてはいるやな。この時点ではまだ本見てないはずなんや。あ、もう見えなくなったタイトル。赤い。下止まってる子さすがに。ちょっとずつ。ちょっとずつですね。別に何もないよ。ループしてたって気づかんし。まあ最初の島。もうループしてる気がする。
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
Hey,
My brother
Swallow.
Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
これ見たことなかった。ここに電話したらどうなるの？10月23。19月5日。
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know, or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Hi.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
案外奥まで歩けん。全然歩けなかっ
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
た。はい。こんなことやってたんだ。なんか湖の川から見ないと。
I asked Edie
no,
once
gotcha.
about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
まあだから、呪いっていうのはそういう物語を信じて物語から避けようとした結果、なんか請求でリスクの高い行動に。
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were.
出てしまいが
I
ちだ
was
からっ
afraid
て
of the house.
そういう風に言われてはいるけど、なんか全然そうじゃない。マジの
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in,
宇宙的
I
恐怖
felt
じゃ
like
ない
the
から、
house itself had been waiting for me.
そういうのもいるかもって。から見えるのは階段だけか。階段とリビング。
スミロドンさん、オムクーエーで、ベイビーにも飽きつ。
あ、はい。こんばんは。2週目やってます。実際エディスは17歳で妊娠してるもん。これはこれか。あれ、妊娠してんのは母親は知ってたのか。さすがに知ってたわ。母親死んでから死んだ後。
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
悲しいゲームですよね。 ベイビーに日本にいら歩く。
そうですね。基本的には悲
The
しい
power
話
had been
です。
turned off the night we left.
悲しい。
ルレブフグ。
オズニックくじ。どんな料理なんだ。基本料理の方はおばあちゃんっていうかひいおばあちゃんの本でいいのかな。なんか意味がありそうだけど、普通にフリーのアセットを使っていたりもするんだよな。当たり前だけど。3D モデルではないか。全部姉妹のやつではないか。これは覗き窓か。それぞれの部屋にある。
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Wild East。真にいくらレシピ本でもキッチンに平積みされてることあるかな。
たくさんの本、ルレブフグ。
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat,
さすが
Molly.
に多すぎる。そう、猫のモリーね。猫のモリーが、猫のモリーはモリーか。三毛猫のことでいいんだよ。
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
なんか意味はあんのかな。
コンフォートのダーズ。
はい。
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
血が台にか。
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
まあみんなすぐこんな片付けもせず去る必要があったのは自分がおばあちゃんのライブラリーでおばあちゃんの日記を読もうとしてたからってこと。
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great Grandma Edie living in a nursing
まあで
home.
も母親にはいたんだろう。
ああ、みんな死んでしまった。ベイビーにフォーミーラールク。
母親だけが悪い。なんだ。病気なんだが。あ、モリーやレイスも病気っちゃ病気だけど。やっぱ事故とかそういうあれだに比べて。パブリックマーケットの写真を撮ってここに飾ったのか。
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
しゃがめないってな。バーバラの記録だとここに謎の裏触ってる椅子があったんだよな。それでこの椅子はその時壊れたのか。でまた別のテーブルになってる。これはモリーなんだっけ。結構昔なのにだいぶ綺麗に写真残ってるな。
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
まあオーディンが死んだ理由も不幸っちゃ不幸だけど、そもそも家を引っ張ってノルウェーからアメリカまで船で移動しようっていうのは普通に考えて危険だよ。タイのアンドザコットライブラリオペパベルこれ誰の本なんだろうね。前はサムおじいちゃんの新聞か。
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
母親はウォルタン出してたか。
Great Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara,
ここでやめちゃうんだ。
along with the rest of the house.
情報を得るまでは。子供とか絶対限界を超えて回しすぎたりするもんだと思うけど、ベースとミルタンと自分か。
リリーズ SWA
自分いない時かもだ。あれどうなんだよ。ここにも森の写真ある。バイオリン弾く人とかいたっけ。みんなそれぞれ人数ずつ手をびらないわ。ルイス宛ての手紙も仕分けっぱなしになってた。
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
イデタはある意味生きてるのか。アンフィニッシュとスワンに続く。でもアンフィニッシュとスワンの内容って
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. ファンタジーの内容だってな気がしてる。お前は Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
あんま詳しくないけど、いわゆる死体が隠されてるでかい屋敷に。閉じ込められるというか、まあ自分で探索して
After
る感
Milton
じだ。
disappeared,
そういう意味
Mom
では
sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
あれだってこと。
デモカは美しいルレブ男神。
ゴシップ小説のテンプレみたいな、そういうのには沿っている。インタビューだぞ。エドガー・ランポーとかその辺に着想を得てるとか言ってた。アッシャー家の崩壊は読んだんだけど、あともう一つ。物語の構成は100年の孤独に。
私はそのシリーズを見ました。ツナコにアイグル。
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't
So-
died in 1947.
自分は100年の孤独はまだ読んでないです。読んだ方がいいんだろうなとは思いながら。
はい、読んでみてください。きっと気に入ると思います。ルレブニシー。
そうする。読まないと。スウェンとエディナ部屋か。これでもいまいち分かってないとこだ。エディが死んだと知ってよ。これ誰が誰が書いてここにくっつけたんだって話。まあ一応母親のどうかやったその辺は。
リリーズ CRI。
家出した後。家出して
The
すぐ
last time I was
もう
in
しゃがなくなっ
Edith
たから。
Senior's room, I was 10
戻っ
and
てき
she
て
was painting my portrait.
なんか戻ってきて墓と覗き穴に。亡くなった年とか記録したのか。ダビリスサフィアードインファナイトチェスト。これだな。本だ。カブトムシがある。スベンおじいちゃんの
この家は大きな図書館です。この譜を
趣味だったのか。コルバントさんか。寒くな。 は買えば。するでしょう。
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
こんなめちゃくちゃ写真あったんだ。いや、バーバラか。あら、モリーか。そうです。お父さんっていうか、サンジーが。どういう理由で亡くなったかまだ分かってないんだよ。あら、クレホリーかな。
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
ここになんかあったんじゃ。あ、これか。ロイーディか。イーディスシニア。
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
スミロドンさん、ベイビーミーにもアキス、ルーナット1ヘッドパッド、ハブ、A、グッド、ゲーム、エリズスタルス。
はい。お疲れ様です。これどのタイミングで絵描いてた？亡くなったっすよね。全然亡くなった後の可能性あるな。
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
あんまよく分かってなかったけど。まあ、バーバラを殺したのね。一番あるのは、リップってこと。ラツ、ここは、壊れて、ちゃんと直した後だったんだ。あ、だからここで、誰かが突き落とされたのは事実だってこと。今、それはバーバラ。なんだろうね。喧嘩にでもなったのかな。
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
おお。
I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
モリーが一番最初だっけ？なんでウォルターの部屋こんな深海のテーマになってんだ。 沈んだ屋敷が書かれてんじゃん。これは電車。
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never
電
believed
車好き
him.
だったんだよな。ウォルター。
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
あ、落書きいろんなとこにあってない気が。そんなことってあんの？
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
はい。
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
確かにな。
But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
これあれか。アリの糞を観察するやつか。
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
お父さんを食べるところを絵に描いてたってこと。ドラゴンが。パシフィックオーシャンティブスチャート。オーロブさんがいるな。モンスターソブサディーク。アクベス。チャングラブック。動
I
物は好
grew
きだっ
up
た。
looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
あ、そうだ。なんかクマかネズミかのぬいぐるみはモリーは二軍だったっけ。イーストオブネイチャー。ベッドバグ。テイルオブテイルズ。マジックマウンテン。マウントレイディア。
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
こっちには行けないんだっけ。フクロウはこいつか。
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
はなんかの罰とかしなく。ただ忘れてたってだけ。
My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
あれだ。単純に忘れて
The
ただけっぽい。
gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. スクリームオリーよ。 I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
モリーの死因は完全に事故というかミスというかこの時エディに何かあったのか。週末
I kept eating and eating.
歯磨きって致死量あるんだ。歯磨き粉って子供だったら全然知れるんだって。チューブ1本分食うだけで。
I ate a lot of things that
これも
night.
確かなのか。僕のある植物だった。ウィキにそう書かれてた気がする。
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
この鳥もちょくちょく出てくる。
I reached out for her.
お
And suddenly, I was a cat.
こんばんはにリノーダンス。
英語になってる。フォーバーは。2周目を。
危ないことしてる。
アメリカ・ワシントン州の変な家を。今は猫になってんので
I
大丈夫
tried
で
to
す。
be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
にゃん。
あ、でも猫になっている。あ、でもこれが全部幻覚なんだとしたら。
Mom and Dad didn't even look
乗
at
っ
me.
てない気がする。の窓から二人を見ることないもんな。外に電話したのかな。おジャンプ力ある。
The babies were all gone.
の辺もいわゆる想
I
像
jumped
力
and I almost got her.
賜物なんか。
Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
はい。
I could tell she was getting really tired.
テーブルの上を何かするけど。ロケットって1947年にはあったんだっけ。怪しいな。
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
確かに。歯がないからな、鳥は。
A mama rabbit.
実際本当に丸飲みしてんのか。
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
サメになれなかった。住んでたところだった。 なんか途中車か。
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
車が れまた出会うんだ。出会うというか。
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
どうしたんだ。来た。上下か。上下が逆というか逆じゃないか。難しい。急いでるだせべ。上下を間違えちゃう。カメラコントロールを反転にしちゃうと左右も反転になるんだよ。上下だけ反転するね。
I tore off her flipper and it tasted really good. Grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water.
一生上下なれな
When
い。
I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
はい。食べました。
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
ラブクラフトって何年からいたんだっけ。
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
I
I wanted to stop, but also
森だ。
I didn't.
確かに。もうやめたいって言いましたけど、そうでもなかったんだ。こいつほっとけんのかな。
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
あいつ生存ルートあるんだ。ここはあれか。インチ系の 裏の湖の底ってことか。
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
こんばんは。
屋敷の近くに湖があると危険だよな。こんばんは。
I got closer and closer.
ホラーゲーム？
2周目やってます。確かにスチームのタグではホラーがついてあるな。ディレクターはまだホラーっていうジャンルができる前の
All my stomach started growling.
そういう小説
And
に
suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall
そう
asleep.
いう雰囲気を目指した
It's
からっ
not
て言
going
って
to
るか
wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know.
ホラーっていうと怒るかもしれない。
Delicious.
まあ今の映像は
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
モリーの式を読んでエディスが想像した内容って
I can't
トイ
describe
レ
it,
の方はい
but
けないんだな。
I felt like some part of Molly was still here.
なるほど。ここで外で
This
外
will
出
be
るんだ。
obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories.
こんな暗かったっけ。
Edie would have, but mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
トイレで衛星放送を見れたんだ。今どころにあったら衛星放送しなくても。
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
衛星放送ぐらいしか電波受信できなかったのか。
Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones.
あ、そうだった。この手袋、おばあちゃんのやつだったんだ。これダーピージュニアか。これインコか。サーピー。サーピー3年で死んでんじゃん。
ピーピー。
ダーピー結構長生きしたな。インウォーターブラック、フューリー、ギフトオブ、スターシップジミー、ドリームズ・イン・ザ・ウィッチャーズ。なんだ。長寿類数、バーバラコンセプツ、ニューラルスケッチ。
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
フォレストファイヤー。フォレストファイヤーか。
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time.
そう。これ
When
は
Edie told people Sven was
どっち
killed
なん
by
だ。
a dragon, she
お
could
ばあ
also
ちゃん
have
の死
said
の
he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
はい。これってマイがなんでこいつのバリエーションがこんなに。ちょうど落ちた時の写真があるんだよ。そんなわけ遅すぎる。そういえばスベンの死んでいく。これは神殿という
Edie
か
gave a big interview
Wow,
about a
shit.
mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
コンコンで明かすら実際にいるもんな。 ファミリーデイアウトだったトルイドワールド。エリスジュニアレイクトリップ。マイフレンドビッグフットボール。フォトアワード。そんな写真で賞を取るような人間だったの。コンスピラシーな。ホームムービーズ。ウィアードアメリカザフィンチズ。一応見て撮ってある。
ビッグフット。
シュラインだから神殿でいい
Louis
のか。
died a week before we left, but Edie had already
バーバ
started
ラ
to
が
memorialize
バーバ
him.
ラが出演して大人気だ。大人気だったよ。これ誰だ。これは ED の若い子か。イーディスシニア。リーです。イーディと滑るの。下は5人も子供いたのか。俺さっきの鳥の卵ここにある。ただ使い回しなんか意味があるのか。これがそのか。ステートフォトグラフィーコンテスト。
Museum.
学生の時に賞を取ったんだ。
バーバラに何が起こったのか。
ジョイニングザグレートマジョリティ。どうせですよ。
For 500 years, the
何が起こっ
Finches
た
have
か。
been famous throughout Norway for their fortune
もうちょっと後か。バーバラ
and
は
misfortune.
ジョムがすごい昔っていうか。あ、なんであった。
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son.
500年前からそういう呪いがあるとは言われてたんだよな。
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
無茶があるでしょ。家を置いとくのはダメだったんか。
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
相変わらずすごい衝撃的な瞬間の写真が残ってるやな。まあええかもしんないか。
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already
Hi.
dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
これもオーディン・フィンチの方か。あ、ハーディーボーイズ。ハーディーボーイズってディスコエリジウムの出てこなかったっけ。オルレイアンウォークテイルズは広積みされてる。次どっちだっけ。
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
はい。違うか。ここにと風呂場がつながってんのか。ある意味クレイフリーの話が一番怖いよな。あんな一瞬で風呂場も入れないようにしちゃったのかっていうか。風呂どうしてたんだ。ここを閉じちゃった後。あと離婚したの
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the
グレゴ
house
リーが亡
was
く
the
なる
pink
前
bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
なんだよな。この原因はなんかちょっと変な家すぎたか。
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look.
こんな変な家だとは聞いてなかった。
It isn't in the cupboard.
エミ、
It's hidden in this book.
これはフィンチの自撮り写真だ。
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
はいはい。バーバラだよあれが。自分が死んだとこの写真は現像してなかったわけはないか。あ、これもカルバンナプランか。 セーブしてくれてありがとう。サムの方は18ぐらいまでここにいたんだっけ。今日に代理行ったのはエイプだ。あれ何年だっけ。あ、50年から。炎上カメラマンとして行ったのか。
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
そう。コンセントとかは差しっぱなしってこと。コンセントとかも1961年から。
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
出かけるときは充電器を差し込んだままにしておきます。
ハーディーボイスはだいたい確かに50年近く充電しっぱなしになっちゃった。ここのラインナップはなんかスベンとエディの家と同じような感じだ。この装置電力いるんだ。
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be
こ
afraid
こで
again,
60年放置した人。
and he wasn't.
カルバン生存ルートに入るんかな。
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
もうずっと沈んだ元屋敷を見てる。
Sam! Calvin!
わしはなんで怪我してたんだ。
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
これめちゃめちゃ読む。
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna
せっかちなんだよ。 フィ
maybe
ン
if
チ
the
家の人
wind
間
hadn't picked up, then maybe
全体的
he'd
に
still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly, and he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
あの時ブランコで死んでたかもっていう思い出は。
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
一回はあるのかな。自分は自分の近所の声をなんか何の策とかもなく5メートル前にからさ登れる
The passages were a pretty tight
ジャングル
fit.
ジムの足みたいなやつがあった
They'd
から
obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
そっちで死ねん確率の方が高かったよな。
Growing up,
上張
I
るなや
always
ば
thought of Barbara as a child star.
結構見たと思ったけど案外見落としあったんだよ。後で見てみてな。これな俺着て出かける予定だったんだ。アイロンかけていいのか今月まあいいか。あ、かけてんだからいいか。モンスターコンベンションとかなんだがリークってのは完全な
I
作
never
り
thought
話。
about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
しかも誕生日だったんだよな、その日。にある。青原が行く予定だったイベントのフライヤーがどっかにあるって書いてあったんだけどどこだろう。外かもしんないか。 れなんで看板パクってきてんだ。リック何が多いか。中途半端に残したローソンだ。これ別に2歳だ。2歳の持っていってるよ。さすがにレッドカーペット、オリバーツイスト、ハリウッドワークアウト。
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery plan. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
セキュリティ上の重要な秘密を
She reached for the music
漫画に書かれ
box.
て出版されてんのか。
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent. She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
やばいやばい。目の長いやつから折れそう。
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
この辺特に見るもんなかったっけ。黒い父親が指を切ったとか。なんでサンドバッグがある。まあいっか。
Oh dear! Rick?
あ、勝手に殴った。
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm
押さなくても
furious.
泣けるんだ。
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Oh, 変な椅子。叩いて遊ぶために歩いたけど椅子。セバローラースケートでウェイトレスが移動してる店って本当にあったのか。
Walter, are you there?
ウォルトはベッドの下にいた。ウォルタの部屋を見れるのはここだけなのか。壁紙は変わってないんだ。ベッドにも機械素材が書かれてる。ちらっと見えるけど、すぐ見えなくなった。
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
車地下室にもあった。
That night, she played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it.
この時ってモリーはまだ生きてた。あれどうなった？
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
書いてないだけか。
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over
どうなった？
yet.
まだか、リックをちょっと驚かそうとした。さっきみたいにローラースケートに足を滑らしてバーバラが落ちて死んじゃったっていう。
The hookman had vanished. She
あれはあ
listened
れ。
for his breathing, but all she heard was
別にマジで。 喧嘩とかではなく。
at the door. She heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
What's up?
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real ear tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Ah. 見たならしょうがないか。
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yo, なんか入ろうとしてる。ごめん、最初全然気づかなかった。壊れてはいたんだ。 生命するぞ。松ぼすあるか。
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
さすがに血は残ってないよ。家族が死んだ時用にたくさん在庫を準備してあるってこと。ドラゴンのプロトタイプは
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
おちょっと裏すぎる。あ、できサンドバッグあったんだ、本当に。
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
もう冷蔵庫が入り口になってた。
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
そんなわからん。なんでここに缶が挟んで。
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
生きる限り遠ざかった。
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
はい。ああ、スタイル切った。塗料。健康には気使ってた。ジレブマ。
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to it.
Lower.2周目合ってます。500年前か。やっぱ呪われてるって言われてる家族が。Edith、大体みんな早死にしてるんですけど、事故とか事件ってどういう風に死んだのかを見ていくゲームです。
つまりホラーゲーム？
今この右のウォルターの人がどういう風に死んだのか見てます。
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
ディレクターはホラーという箱には入れてほしく
And
ない
then
ん
one
で
day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting.
なんだ
Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
ホラー以前の30年代なんか江戸川乱歩とか
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years.
ラブクラフトみたい。
I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
そういえどやりたかったらしいです。
キノコジュースを飲むなんて恐ろしい。
ウォルターは実際50年以上生きてるから。あれピーチじゃないの？多分桃缶を一気飲みするのやばそうな感じあるけど。
ああ、桃？
よく50年も生きられたわ。
へえ、それなら納得だね。
確かに。
I know it's out there somewhere.
そう。
Whatever killed Barbara,
日光も浴びてない
糖
し。
尿病にならないか？
And Molly.
1日1巻だけなら十分な。
And Calvin.
1日も迎え行くわけ。生き延びてきた。
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
壊れた初見だった時、普通にびっくりした記憶あるな。
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
そう。
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
だろうと。 その後、鉄道会社となんかいざこざなかったのかな。
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter. But if she never told me about an
子供だった
uncle
ら
under
気づ
the
かんか。
house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
家の下にいるおじさんのこと。
I don't want to make the same mistakes she made. Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe two, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family
ス
curse,
トーリー自体が問題ない気もする。
we made it real.
確かに。からはウォルター以降はみんなエリスがどっかで会ってたサムじいさんとは被ってないか。違った。母親。
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
母親と関係ある人はってた。ちょっとトイレ行ってきます。
一覧。
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
こんなヤバそうな歴史の一部にしちゃっていいのか。
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
へえ。この空間あったっけ？ちょっと裏すぎる。そういや小学校の時授業でトーテムポール作らされたんだけど、あれ何だったんだろう。
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
謎の授業。
一人一つ顔を作ってそれを並べるみたいな。それを並べてトーテムポールにするみたいな。
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used
別
to
にこん
it.
な小学校でやってたんかな。
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
おい。
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
なるほど。ウォーターピーとかラワーピーとか鳥だっけ？モリーの墓はないのか。猫はチャーリーとシャドウだけ。シャドウは黒猫では絶対。
Sven built the house, but it was Edith who designed the cemetery.
「これとか相当プロだよな。手作りなのか。つなげたらなんか 単語になったりする。順番変えたら。フィンチは入ってるな。UKTEB。奥にないか。こういうところに死んだ日付を掘っただけも。
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but
自分に内
for
緒で
Edie,
こっ
the
そりやって
past
たのか。
never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand.
はい。どうしたの？あれ、ちょっと待って。道はどうなってるんだ？
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
なんか結構時間かかっちゃってんだ。2回見たけど。
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
確かにな。それより1歳だもんな。じゃあ隠れ堀やとガスはサムの息子か。
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
はい。
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
確かに。自分の墓がなくてよかった。
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself.
じゃあグレゴリーはステップマザーズな子供なのか。
But looking back on it now,
ここまで行っちゃったらもう戻れない。
if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks
この
pregnant.
木を渡っていかないといけないから。そう、ここから帰れない。これはブランコ。あれ、歩いてきたっけ？あ、てか最初に見えたのか。
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
"こんなベランダでキャンプしてたんだ。やばいやばい。
They were
焚き火
both
というか
pretty intense.
焚き火やバーベキューはこれは真剣な性格を象徴している。
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
ゴースト。
バンカー。エミ。
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
もう悲観にするのを止めはしなかったんだ。子供か。そうですね。厳しい父親だったけど。これはモリーだった話。モリーの剥製。なんか別に首輪とかつけてないしな。めっちゃデントぐらい持ってきてくれてもよかったんじゃないか。ケイの荷物は置きっぱなしなのか。飛行機のチケット。さすがに死にすぎってなって離婚したんかな。
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Hmm? Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What? It's too early, Dad.
そんなに見られたくない本読んでんのか。
Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
この時には兄弟2人とも死んでたのかな。そうか、死んでるか。全然笑わないな。
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
Aw. You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
Does it sound
お
like
父
I'm
さんが
done?
立ちシャンするところ。
Nothing quite like being outside. Oop. A little more gas in the tank, I guess.
何？あ、正面のこと。さすがにビッパーしすぎじゃない。
Hey!
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
へえ。
Last time I was with my brother Calvin.
これ杖か。
That was a great trip. Your grandpa's Fen taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
Dad!
あ、
Good
鳥
eyes,
だ。
Don.
あ、そう、ここで鹿も見つかるのか。父親もいたっけ？いるな。顔に言えない。
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
はい。どうだ。あ、いたいた。
Dad, I...
あ、こっち見てるじ
Breathe.
ゃん。いい。
Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
なるほどな。
Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced, whenever you're ready.
鹿ぐらい狩れないと生きていけないのか。ワシントンでは。
Great shot, Don! I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay? Sorry, Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
歩き方変だな、おじいさん。こんなもんか、案外。
Hang on, kiddo. Just trying to get a shot of the two of us together.
Crap. これじゃダメな。何パターンぐらい。うん、ちょっと何も喋んなくなっちゃった。
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don.
しよ
Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about.
Dad!
で見にここが一番びっくりしたよな。
Of all these
覚えある。
stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
本当ね。
それは本当に悲しい結末だ。
その前でなんか。めちゃくちゃ平和そうな雰囲気か。キンキも。あ、その前はめちゃくちゃ平和そうな雰囲気だからなんか。ビビったよな。覚えがありますね。特にないわ。あんまないんだ。
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
笑った。てかもう、お母さんとエディしかその時点では家にいなかったんじゃないか。あ、一応ウォルターもいるか。そうだ、1983年の時点では生きてんのイーディとどんだけでもその後すぐインドに行ったのか。とろこそまっすぐってことでもないけど。 離婚したのか。離婚するより後なんてな、グレゴリーが。逆だったな、あれ。
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Ko無音になるんだよな。
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to. Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
サムが電話かけるか。
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
実際。
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. Whatever it was he saw. It sure made him happy.
実際一番怖い。本当に一瞬目を離しただけで。
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too
これ
happy.
だからカエルのおもちゃを投げていろんなものを落とした。
I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
窓のところにかけてやるかな。
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet. A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad
パン
idea.
クスな兄弟。
Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
はケイの結婚式でいいわ。ケイとサムの結婚。ちょっと全然。
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
これもしかして家族の顔になってるのか。スベンタ、バーバラタ、カルバンタ。誰だ一番の鳥。鳥に関係してる人っていたっけ？森かな。スベンじいさんがホテルボール作って出したから。その時には生きてた人だよな。ワモリか。バーバラが松葉杖持ってるのはいいのかな。まあいいか。
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. Thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. And all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
光の力。盛り上がってるし。
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you. She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
だろうだ。あ、ちゃんとタコと繋がってる。
それは予想外だった。
本当ですよ。みんなちゃんと。怖い気がする。怖いというかなんか。グレゴリーのやつが一番怖い気がする。
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
だろうな。そうださ、34なんでしたんだっけ。インドに行ってフィンチョー87年って何年だっけ。自分87なのかな。19歳ぐらいの頃。
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad,
30で出会ったのは
Sanjay.
86年か。そこで出会って帰ってきてまたすぐインドに行ったのか。かっこいい文字。
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English.
あそこ在学中にイン
Lewis
ドに
was born a year later.
卒業して即インドに引っ越したってことか。
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
お父さんも亡くなってんだよな。
And to see kids in the house again.
お父さんは別にフィンチ家の呪いとか関係ないね。お父さんは別にフィンチ家の呪いとか関係ない。すぐ結構早死にしてんだよな。
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
早い。
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
あれ一気に3人分増築したのか、この時。Ask tough questions. Never stop learning.
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
誕生日プレゼントで城がもらえるんだ。ミル島はだから普通に家出なんかな。普通にと言ったらあれだけど。
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
もう油絵って感じじゃないけどな。わあ、いいか。
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
I finished the song, Mike. ミルトの息子が出てくるんだ。でそのまんまアンフィニッシュとスワンの内容を鵜呑みにするな。
I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
階段を見つけるとプレイヤーは登っていく習性があるから 常に階段が目に入るようにして。迷わないようにしたんだってね。
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Turbo graphic だっけ PC エンジンの。ってわけでもないか見ると。レッドキングストリーム。レッドキングストリームってなんだ。ルイス・キャロル。シルザルキングクラス。に出てくるキャラ。アリス・イン・ワンダーランドウィキがあるんだ。ね、調べようか。不思議の国のアリスを読んだことないもんな。セバ・ルイスか。名前。ライティング。しよう。 ラフィー。ゲームの方か。ポエトリリサイタル。ポエトリリサイタルなんかやってた。エリスは詩を。角度は想像できないとか言ってたけど。リサイタルとかやってたんだ。
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince. The prince was on his own quest for sinister serpents. He followed the sound of his electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
そう言われると反応しづらいかった。しかも自分の想像だって区別がついているってリールして。そうですよ。サバピンナ唯一の使いどころ。そもそもその絵文字って何なんだ。あんまついち詳しくないかも。
He began to forget the world we know.
これがレイスだ。ちょっとキョロキョロしすぎだわ。携帯ゲーム機なんだ。パチモンのゲームがたくさん入ってるやつじゃない。パチモンのファミコンゲームが200インワンとか。どういう構造に
I
なって
think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
で首を切られた鮭が流されるベルトコンベヤじゃない。
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
エディス・フィンチ・パークができた。缶詰工場に行ってみたいな。まずは
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
せや不思議な国ってはっきりと出てきてるな。
The palace would be packed with his companions.
ここにいんのかな。三毛猫。
including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising.
ワイズカリコ。ワイズカリコかな。どこにいんだ。あ、めちゃめちゃいたわ。 ちゃんとモリーってついてる。首に。巨大だとは思ってなかった。
house, waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
一番左のがサムなんか真ん中のがスベンで船に乗って向かおう。
Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him. He was so proud of being Indian. I think for him, it was a way to be something other than just a Finch.
プレッシャーは感じてた。
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
あ、そうだ。
But I understand why we left.
おい、押さなければいいと思うって気づいてなかったか。押さなければいいってはっきり言ってたの気づいてなかったか。
What happened that night
あ
had
れ
been
砂糖
coming for
は
a long time.
じゃあドーンがなくなって
Maybe
から
I should
認
have
識
come
した。
sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
.ここで一人暮らしすればだいぶやばそうだよ。ここにそれぞれの今日知ったはずな。ストーリーに出てくれ。あれがあるのはそもそもT ポーズ。 まあ、もうゲームのそれぞれの話も、エリス・フィンチが、解釈した話だから。みたいな、そういうこと。本当に T ポーズなのかこれ。なんかミスってるわけじゃない。すごいズボンだなと思ったけど。
That whole last day,
右のランプの
Edith
光
just
が。
watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are
Edith,
very
I
specific.
left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
It took 3時間かけてまた一周しちゃってんの。しかもなんか別に新しいことが分かったかと言われたら。
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
やっぱり100年の孤独読んでから直しないと。
When my mom sailed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie
あん
had
ま
a
分かん
key
な
to
かっ
it.
たか。背拍子がなさすぎる。
The thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories.
ストーリー。
I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
ここで寝てたのか、おばあちゃん。森の写真がある。森でいいのかな。ちょっとキョロキョロしすぎて酔いそうになってた。ここなんだろう。ここはなんかデザインやんか。それぞれのそれぞれの家族の死でな。
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life.
闇の力を賜ったか。
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
沈んだ屋敷か。
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
これもしかして分からすぎる。
That night.
いや、そうでもないな。
A lot of things came back to me.
デフォルト暗すぎるやが。大体
Or maybe
FPS ってそうだ
I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw a
エリ
good
スが持っ
Edith
てる
again.
続きは書かれているんじゃないのか。だが、お母さんにバレちゃったから全部後で没収されちゃった。
After that, we moved around a lot.
あちこち引っ越したんだ。
We both
なんだ
tried to make the best of it.
仕事の都合か。先生だってやった
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while.
But budget として言えば2016年10月10日
And then she didn't.
この日亡くなったかわからんけど
And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. but now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
あ、じゃあ全然お母さん生きてる時かも。2017年1月だった。はい。結局3時後。でまた一周しちゃった。正直何回でもできるな。展開全部知ってても面白いみたいな。そういうのある。なんだあれなんか。怖いし悲しいし。言ったら普通の事故みたいな話はいくつかあるけど。なんか面白いんだよな。
トイレの触手モンスター。
確かに。あれも。お腹が減って変なもん食った。食中毒で見た妄想だってな。 割とすぐ想像できるんだけど。あれは単純に。
なるほど。
途中の妄想の話は面白いか。モリーの話は面白い。グレゴリーと話したんじゃなくてね。赤ちゃんがちょっと目離した隙に風呂場で溺れちゃったっていう。絶対面白くない。何も面白くない話だから。それでも面白いもんだ。一番ルイスか。最後だし、力入ってる感じあるよ。モリーとグレゴリーは案外。その次ぐらいかも。あとはカルボンタサム。次はカルバンタサムか。次がウォルターとバー。
これはかなり良かった。いろいろな物語があって良かった。
フィンチ家のティアリスト。滑るな。あ、見れたわ。おまけキャラみたいな感じなからあれだけど。いや。まあもうすでにめちゃめちゃ評価されてるゲームではあるんだけど。なんかももっと言われててもよくないみたいな。どうなった？そういう気持ちがある。正直ゲームの中で全一かもしれないっていうこれまである。実際なんだなんかケチついたりしてんのかな。自分があんまり知らないだけで。でもスチームのレビューで 4万件あって圧倒的に好評な。めちゃくちゃ。めちゃくちゃな。めちゃくちゃなあれではあるよな。
ミス。
同じ年にマリオ・オデッセイとブレス・オブ・ザ・ワイルドがあったのか。低評価の人もいるな。確かに。何を提供してるかというか、何を汲み取れるかというと、そういう感じの話ではないよな。
同意する。
あ、実際江戸川乱歩とかラブクラフトの小説とかもみんながみんな圧倒的に高尚っていうようなもんではないから。営業コレビアでプレイ後つい何だったんだと口をついて出てしまったって書いてる人いるな。あれ意味正しいな。何だったんだってなったら何だったんだってなる。ための話だもんな。 このままずっとしがんでいられるけど。終わりにするか。全然平日だしな。じゃあさよなら。お疲れ様でした。
お疲れ様でした。
はい。お疲れ様でした。すいません。
お疲れ様でした。
完全に自己満足のあれでしたけど。
また次回。
はい。生きてたらやります。いや、まあ、やんないこともあるな。生きてても。